Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday evening. Um, there's so much on the internet about the clergy and homosexuality and cover up, and I can't cover all of it. I just put up something from Church Militant where they seem to cover quite a bit of it in the panel discussion. So I hope you watch that. But what occurred to me is that there's 192 dioceses in the United States, and there's got to be 100 bishops that aren't practicing homosexuals or haven't covered up instances that have been brought to them, and I think we've heard from two of them. Um, who's grabbing all the attention are the ones in the Lavender Mafia, I guess it's called. That are sort of like rallying and protecting their own and coming up with you know oh yeah, we're gonna cooperate and this, that, and the other thing. That's where the media attention is going. I mean, can you imagine if 100 bishops, even if they have to do so individually, just make a, public statement that they are looking for like really serious changes and of whatever, however there's some different ideas about how to go about this, a laity-led panel, and of course, they wouldn't have subpoena power. There's a lot going on here, but at least for them to speak up and to support, what really, what needs to be done, because lay Catholics in this country are really just speaking out left and right, in all venues and all over the computer, all over different social networks. So then it occurred to me, are these bishops um, committing sins of omission? And I think I'm not positively sure, but I think that they probably are. Now, some of them might be speaking, you know, they may have written a letter that have been read in their parishes or something like that. But and maybe their responsibility would end there. But at the same time, they see that the media, the bishops that are getting the media attention, is just the side that is scrambling and doing their PR thing to help this all like sort of blow over and kind of you know, throw some crumbs to the dogs, as it says, as they say as it says in the Bible. Um, so I mean, they could really do a lot more, and I just wonder, if they think that God's going to hold them responsible for being silent, because like I said, even if they spoke up individually, um, they could really be a very powerful force and counteract what's going on the other side, where the media is spending their attention. Um, so it's just something to think about, and you know, I think there's something on. There's a letter you can send to your bishop, and it's on the churchmilitant.com website if you're interested in taking a look at that. So anyway, everybody's talking about the one side of it, and it just occurred to me that there's a lot of complicity in the silence of good bishops here in this country. Whether they're afraid or I mean, there really shouldn't be any reason for a bishop who is, we really expect them to really have a very deep relationship with Christ and to have very deep faith and very deep trust, um, to, give into fear because, fear comes from the enemy. And I mean, they would know this, but, there's just so many of them that don't seem to be saying anything. So I think this is the other part of the tragedy. It's an opportunity for them to really exert the kind of effort that I think God wants them to put forth, and they don't. Well, up until this point, they haven't done so. And like I said, they don't have to, come together as a group, although that would be good. But, just to take the individual responsibility of making a press statement and making, life site news or church militant or, making sure that it gets into the social media stream, and they know how to do that. So, you know, it's um, it's really the quiet part of the story that I mean, I'm sure someone else or maybe more than one person has brought it up, but it's really not the focus. And it's the quiet side of the story that's really very tragic. I think it's very unfortunate, and it's an opportunity. Um, I mean, if they don't start speaking up, it's a great opportunity that is lost to really make a difference in a very positive way, and that's a very sad thing. And so, unfortunately, on that note here, I'm done talking about this. So we'll talk to you next time. Bye.